Hi, everybody. Welcome to 11th Line by Line. And today we again have our special guest, Shane.
Hello again, people.
Oh, and our co-host,
Still,
Manuel.
yes, yes.
Oh. We are reading today Don't Speak by No Doubt, Gwen Stefani. And yeah,
Gwen
Shane,
Stefani.
do the
I'm
honors.
prepared. Okay, okay. Don't speak. You and me, we used to be together every day, together, always. Okay. I really feel that I'm losing my best friend, and I couldn't believe this could be the end. It looks as though you're letting go, and if it's real, well, I don't want to know. Don't speak. I know what you're saying. I know just what you're saying. So please stop explaining. Don't tell me 'cause it hurts. Just so people know what song. Don't speak. I know just what you're thinking, and I don't need your reasons. Don't tell me 'cause it hurts. Our memories, well, they can be inviting, but some are all together. Mighty frightening. As we die, both you and I, with your head in my hands, I sit and cry. Don't speak. I know just what you're saying. Please stop your explaining. Don't tell me because it hurts. Don't speak. I know just what you're thinking. I don't need your reasons. Don't tell me because it hurts. Don't speak. So I didn't know whether to sing the whole thing, and I didn't commit. So
It's
we
okay.
ended there.
It's fine. Do you,
Okay.
if you like it, we are okay with it. It's an artistic
Yeah.
reading.
Yeah,
It ain't-
yeah, yeah.
It ain't over till the fat lady sings.
Yes, yes. And she is skinny.
Okay.
So
Well,
we're safe.
No, and
we
she
got,
has
we
a
gotta find the
beard.
fat lady somewhere.
Oh my god!
Oh God.
Wow.
Point in
Okay.
every
The average IQ
point in every
of
other
this
direction except to the middle. Point in every other
Well,
direction.
we set the mood, and well, yeah, Shane, like, you wanna introduce why you picked this song? Like, what's so cool about it?
Why I picked the song? Do you want me to make? All right. So I picked. No. Well, let's pretend I picked this. I picked this song because there was a night in high school, and I was really sad. And this girl came up to me and she said, "Don't speak," and I was like, like, okay. And then she, and then explicit, like fade out, and so the rest is history. I never saw her again.
Oh yeah,
So
that
that's
must
how it
have been
went.
like, yeah, that must have been really
It was
traumatic for
insane.
you. Yeah, I can imagine
Oh.
why you picked this song. Like, there's a real intense emotional charge that I perceive behind that song. So
Peterson
when you need
likes
to cry,
think that
you can
exposure
cry.
therapy. Okay.
Okay.
We need to find
Expose-
that girl.
We're gonna
expose-
get through this.
Expose
You're,
her to
you're
face.
you're being exposed. You're not supposed to expose yourself. Okay, right? Like just to make it clear. Okay, here we go.
Oh my
You
god.
and me,
Shirt comes off
we
and starts
used to
running
be
through the woods.
together. Okay, go again. You and me, we used to be together.
Okay.
Every day
Okay.
together. Always. I really feel that I'm losing my best friend.
Okay.
Okay. So,
So I think. What were you gonna say, Nodrik?
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say that. So the word every day together always. The word always means like forever. but it's also a moment. Do you know what I mean there?
Yeah.
It's like we're together always, and there's the expectancy of forever and always, but when it comes to an end, like you were you were always together, but you're not together anymore, but it was supposed to be the expectancy of forever, and it's sad. That's where joy and sadness intertwine in that one one moment. So
Yeah, so
one word.
An excellent analysis.
yeah, I think always is pointing at a permanence, right? So the permanence can be limited to a specific set of time, like you said. So what is permanence? Well, permanence is something that you can rely upon, you can depend upon, right? So it's like you're my best friend, and I understand myself with you in my life. And
here come the tears.
Yeah, I really feel that I'm losing my best friend. So it's like, oh, there's an end to this phase of her life. Yeah, and we used to be together, so there's a drifting apart there. It's a process, right? Like it's not like I lost my best friend, but I'm actually in the process of losing.
So do you try and like speed up that process by getting like, I don't know, like I think of like when I work out, sometimes I aggressively like get myself to that limit where I'm in pain, and it's like, is that what you do with the, like, is there should you accelerate this thing so you're like smarter at the end of it, you don't waste time, and it's like, okay, I've efficiently freaking processed this, or is it just like, you know, you be sad on sadness's time? I don't know.
I will tell you the girl's perspective now, okay, guys? So yes, I agree with Shane. She always means that she hopes for permanence. Like it's every day they're hanging out. It's absolute for her. She's used to that, right? And then she starts pulling away, and she is already, oh, like, why are you not spending time with me? And yeah,
it's the
so
saddest
I don't think she would
thing.
she would speed it up. I think she would try to stop it in a sense, unless you know, there could be different ways, right? Like there could be a way to try to reject this notion, to reject friendship and just like disappear completely, just not to get dumped. Yeah, but so far she's just at this stage of the song, she just realizing that something wrong is going on. So she did not yet take the decision. I think it's a confrontation somehow as well.
Yeah, or a realization. It's like like she's becoming aware, like, oh my God, this is happening. and the answer to your question, Shane, is, well, like, what is happening, right? Like, why are you losing this person? Like, are you losing this person because like what you thought was happening cannot be, or are you losing this person because you're not paying enough attention to the relationship?
Sure.
Those two are different scenarios with different solutions, right? So there's not one answer to fit the situation.
Lovely.
I can't believe this could be the end. It looks as though you're letting go.
Okay. So it's her perspective, right? I think she's trying to understand it still. Like she's processing whatever is going, and that's fear sets in. The moment fear sets in, I can't believe this could be the end. So she's already anticipating the end of friendship. Like so far they're just spending less time together, but she's already anticipating this end, and she goes into panic here somehow. Like the guy needed some time, and she's like, oh my god, it's the end. It reminds me the beginning of Gloria Gaynor's song, the 20th.
If that was the case, I would tell Gwen Stefani to take, here's a pill, and it's called the chill pill, and you take it and you put it down your throat, and you chill out a little bit, because it could not be the end.
You cannot.
And you're just in your imagination. Oh.
She's a rock star.
Right.
Like, okay, I can explain a little bit the rock star thing. Rock star thing needs attention all the time. So if a friend pulls away, for her it's the end of the world. Like she gets into panic because they are extremely sensitive. Like she has abandonment issue already setting in, and the moment he's like, take a chill pill, oh my god, no. That's absolutely not how you behave with a rock star. Maybe with a reasonable person, but not with a rock star. Right? Perhaps that's my opinion.
Yeah. So we have this thing, right, where we're talking about projection in this series. Well, that looks like what's happening over there. It's like, oh my god, right? Like you did something, and now I know the future. Like I know where this is gonna lead, and it's almost inevitable. So in a sense, right? Like this is creating the reality that you think you're living in, right? Because what's gonna happen, right? Like she's gonna be upset. She's gonna relate to this guy from an upset place, and then he's like, "What the fuck? Like I was just going away for a weekend. Like, can you just chill out a bit?" And then she's like, "No, I can't chill out. Like, dude, like you're leaving me."
It's the end.
It's the end.
Sure.
And the guy's like, what am I supposed to do with this crazy?
What's going on?
What's going on?
Right.
So you can see what dynamic this is inviting, and in some sense it's conveying or it's highlighting the importance that you shouldn't act from that place of emotion, right? Like you might have that feeling, but when you confront the other person, don't make an unforced error, right? Like if that person is actually intending to leave you, let them articulate it. Let them say it. Let them be the source of the information instead of the thoughts that you're constructing.
I think she could sense it by hesitation in his responses to her, for example. Like she could feel the coldness, right? And because abandonment issue sets in and like lack of attention, she goes into panic mode. And then she demands demands his return somehow. And I do see like it's already forceful here. Like she's full on panicking already. Yeah. Although she has at the beginning she explains it. She says we used to be together every day together. This means she believes he knows her well enough not to do it, right?
Sure.
And like she believes like, oh, you know not to do it. You know me so well. Like you know how to hurt me. You pulled away. You did not answer my phone call. Let me go into crazy mode. Yeah, full on projection here.
Man, you guys got both ends of the distribution there. We got the male end, but in anything else from the male end, Manuel? I mean, I think on the male end, it's like waiting. I think as a man, like you just wait for like nothing's happening if there's no freaking concrete evidence that comes into your sensory perception. It's like then it happened, but until then it didn't happen. It's just at that point, like, you differentiate like between a fantasy and like sense perception, I guess, or something like that. And I think that's healthy, but that calls for a disjunct between your like yourself and like your imagined self and the future, like projections.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, yeah, right. I wasn't giving a male perspective. I was taking her perspective and advising stoicism effectively, right?
Yes.
What you're saying, right? Like it's the separation from your feelings, right? It's not that you don't have feelings, but it's you don't act on them, and you're trying to understand the world in a space separate from your feelings, and like Nodrik said, right? Like she might have had these feelings where there was coldness or whatever, right? Like so there might actually be something going on. I know Chris
Sure
likes this, right? It's like yes, right? Like
yes,
you can still sense the reality.
yes, yes. I do not want to like discount like your body's reactions to things.
Right, but
absolutely.
But that's just information, right? Like that coldness, right? If it's real, might have many reasons, right? Like he might be sick, right? He might be having a tough time at work. Like there's many sources of this, and they don't have to necessarily be related to the relationship. And when you can imagine, right? Like now I'm going to take the male perspective, right? Like I'm having a rough time at work, and now I walk in the room and she's there, and she's like all wound up, like, oh my God, you're going to leave me. And I'm like, I want to chill out. I had a really bad day at work. Like, why are you making problems about the relationship? There's no problems. Like, I'm okay. Like, just let me sleep.
I know feminists will hate me, but taking Stoic perspective is still male. So, and here, if Shane, you asked for the solution, right? Like you said, should I speed up the process? That's a first protective response, right? Like she should come if she wants to, for example. Okay, that can be with the different type of girl, like the more of the simping girls. But if it's a rock star, if it's Gwen Stefani, for example, or other type of performing girls, right? They perform because they need attention. They love it. They need this constant kind of adoration thing going on, and they usually get friends who they keep through the, like Lady Gaga has a bunch of girlfriends that travel with her, like entourage, and they're always the same girls, for example, right? And and so Gwen has this desire to always have the same person who is with her, who is not abandoning her. And it's normal. It's absolutely normal for people to rest from time to time. And so the guy a little bit pulled off, and she goes into crazy mode, let's say. And here is his choice, right? Like, because he knows her, either he full on like, I'm with you, I get you, I will not abandon you, I'm resting. Do not tell to a girl, chill the fuck out. Like, do not. Just tell to the girl, I need to chill out. Like, do not tell your girl what.
Okay, so before I was talking about if the male is feeling the way that she feels, like, then do you speed up the process if you notice somebody is letting go, or is that not typically a woman like response? Will she just straight up tell you? You know what I mean?
Like, no, you don't. You speed up the process if you don't want her in love. If you want her in love, you find out what's going on. You take it apart, and you have to decide for yourself if you want the relationship. And if you don't want it, then of course you speed up. Like it's okay. Like the moment you speed it up, this means you don't want it, and it's fine. Like it's a grown-up decision. But if you want
and that puts her out of it.
So first of all, this is not a dating advice show. Second, I do agree with Nodrik that
becoming.
stoicism is more close to the male affect, and that is also really hard to get there. But I'd still promote it as an ideal. But I want to present a solution that's in between, and that's acting from a place of humility, right? So you can act from a place and say, okay, like my feelings are all jumbled, I'm insecure, please help me, right? And that's a totally separate thing, like when you approach someone who's like, you're gonna leave me, like, right? Like, so approaching from a place of humility gives the other person the opportunity to explain themselves, and it gives the other opportunity, well, the other person the opportunity to make the mistake, right? Like, because that's one of the things that I think is really important when you think there is conflict. Don't be the source of the mistake, right? Like, you have to always take care of your side of the equation, because if both parties ain't doing that, you're gonna get into some fights. Okay, so, and if it's real, well, I don't want to know. Don't speak.
Yeah.
Denial of reality.
No, it's fear and panic. She's like so afraid to lose him that she doesn't want him, like, she doesn't want him to spell it out. But he's like, he might be just okay, right? Like, he's just like, oh, I needed just space, right? Yeah. So this is already only feelings and emotions.
Yeah. So would the sensation be there, like cocooning into her own emotion, like her own positive emotion, and not wanting like any, like a desire for like comforting, like, oh, it's a comfort, like, I don't know, like wanting a comforting
here.
Sure.
I can tell you the process that happened here, right? Like, she feels she lost control over the guy, right? And so she's ordering him around. Like, she's like, okay, I feel it's the end, and he's like trying to say something, and she's like, let me control you for a second and spill out all my emotions into you. So she forbade him to speak. She's like, I already know what you're feeling, I don't need to hear it, and so on, right? So she is coping with her kind of fear and with the insecurity by ordering him around and telling him not to speak. And again, it's guy's decision at the moment if he wants to be with her. And like, she's a rock star, so this means she's a handful, she's a trouble, right? He will have to without
trouble when you walked in.
So when
and another song, let's cue up side by side lyrics.
So she will in order, he has to listen to her first order, so he doesn't speak, but he still comforts her, like giving her a hand, like giving her, like, I don't know, a hug or something.
Sure.
Whatever comforts her. He knows her, so he knows how to comfort her. He brings her, like,
right.
So I'm just gonna go to the male perspective here, right? So you get in there, right? And she's like, well, shut the fuck up, right? Like, let me do my thing. Whatever you're feeling isn't important because we're dealing with my feelings, right? Like the fact that you had this sucky day at work, I don't give a shit. Like, just shut the fuck up. And then, I don't care that you're angry. I actually want you to get over your anger, and I want you to hug me. That's what she's asking.
Dude, and I think that's like patience. That's the patience part of the the scripture, that love is patient, love is kind, it does not like force its own, or whatever the precise words were. It's like you call on your emotional resources to solve the absorb it. It's like a catalyst for you to become better in the face of something that's, you know, a man might have a problem with. And that's, I think, like the union of heaven and earth, because you're utilizing that emotionality to do something good for somebody you love.
The patience is important, right? Because I was talking about unforced errors, right? So what does patience give you? It gives you time, right? Like, it gives you time to understand your own perspective. But like, okay, I'm angry because I had a bad day. I'm angry because she's not in her right mind, right? And then when you have the patience to let this all sink in and evaluate that, then you can say, oh, right, like maybe I shouldn't be upset because like what I'm going to be upset about isn't real, right? Because what she's seeing isn't real. So maybe my reaction should be to help her realize in what way she's misconstruing the situation, so that we can get back
no,
on this.
No. In what way she's misconstrued? What?
Oh, no.
With Gwen Stefani? No. So no.
I say
yes.
But
I'm talking about a high level misconstruers.
Again,
like, I'm not talking about. Just let me speak before. Like,
what? Let me mute you.
Okay, I'll just sit out.
Okay.
Oh, go with no speak, right?
I
theme of this song.
I think it's hot time.
Oh God, we've created the reality.
Oh no. Okay. So he pulled away, and she felt too little attention. So she will come down quickly as soon as she feels she punished him enough. So he has to also work his way. Like he has to give her triple the attention that she had missed. Like,
okay. Did you punish me enough yet, or am I still in the bad corner?
I'm trying to finish a point. Yeah.
Keep going. Oh.
Okay.
This is hard, right, Shane? It's horribly hard.
What? Like, I can give you some time. Calm down. And
Okay.
oh my God, guys, it's like I don't know. I would pull a bucket of water on you right now. So it's just like, not shush. Don't speak. Let me read that line. I will read. Okay, I'm just reading. Don't speak. I know just what you're saying, so please stop explaining. Don't tell, because it hurts. Don't speak. I know just what you're thinking. I don't need your reason. Don't tell, because it hurts. So this is all the summary of that thing, right? Like, she doesn't want to hear him out. She wants him to comfort her. And like, I'm translating this from woman to guy. Dude, let me cool down and give me whatever attention I missed from you. And he has to decide, like, he knows how to comfort her. He has to decide if he wants to indulge, because if she's Gwen Stefani, it will be forever, like, until she like grows up. Or get yourself a normal girl, not a rock star. Right?
Okay. Is it Manuel? What do you think?
I'm not allowed to take. I'm sorry. I take full responsibility for everything
Thinking
that happened.
has ceased.
Okay.
I hope you can.
That's
can
perfect.
Me
that's perfect. No, that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next line.
She does.
Our memories Well, they can be invited. So yeah, that's looking back to the past. It's like, oh, like it's not what it was once. And
Yeah.
in some sense, when I go back to the previous lines, that was the explanation of everything. What she's doing, right? She's like replaying memories or anticipations, right? And what she's effectively saying is like, oh, like I got sucked into this fantasy world and it invited me to participate, which yeah.
You know, I think that's a good thing for males to remember is girls have those the female relational in the relation, like they have their like emotions too, and they want to be loved just as much as you do. And that's like, I think when like it reminds you to be kind, and that like in some way there's a form of warmth, like if it's fitted to the situation, that is unconditionally like a good thing, I think. Unless, I mean, unless she really doesn't like oh well, I'm thinking like just feelings that I've had, and you forget that people are warm when like there's a certain amount of disconnect, I feel like. Yeah, I don't know. That's my input. But yeah, situational.
I think she's flirting here with him. So she uses her charm. She's like, remember the good old times? That's my interpretation of that line. Okay.
Yeah. So I like that, Nodrik, and I could take it a little bit further, right? So she's trying to circumvent the conflict, right? Like she's like, well, let's just make up, right? Like if we make up and we get back to loving each other, like everything can be the same as it was once before, and like we don't have to worry about what just happened.
She's trying to refresh the power that she had over him in the past.
Yes,
she's like, oh, remember that time
when
you lost your head?
Yeah, I think there's an
So that's what she's doing in that thing. So she's flirting, but she also trying to regain control over him. Like, because the whole conflict started here because she did not have enough control over him, right? And like she wanted, so here she's using, so she started, she's trying to tell him, you're my friend and I'm afraid. But now she's like, oh, remember how I got you to be a friend?
Yeah, so I really like this control perspective, because what does it mean, right? Like she's in a relationship where she feels she needs control, right? Like, so that means that she doesn't trust him, right? Like the way
she doesn't trust anybody.
Yeah, the way that she can feel safe is by having this sense of control, and it is a sense, right? It's an illusion, because like that guy is there voluntarily, right? Like he's choosing to be there with her, and it's not like she's magicking him to do it. Although she obviously is motivating him somehow, right? But I think she's overestimating the way that she can affect him.
she overestimating the memories. I don't know. Depends on the memories, though.
So I was gonna say before, I think that the like lines, our memories, well, they can be inviting. I think that yeah, well, she's showing some joy. She's showing some joy. She's saying our memories, they can be inviting, and then it might be a like friggin' like, oh, but like, I'm gonna destroy those now for whatever reason, you know, just like senseless senseless, womanly, like chaos. You know,
It's not
like
senseless.
I'm
Just because
joking.
you don't
I'm
understand
joking.
it.
Yes,
It's
yes.
idolatry.
No. Yeah. No, I feel misunderstood all the time, and it's just sometimes. And then there's the question of, okay, would you rather be? It's like, would you rather your fantasies be right, or is there something more? Like if your fantasies aren't right, is there something better on the other side of you denying that the fantasy is the end all be all and try and actually be happy? I don't know. You decide. But I don't know. That was one thought that was coming. Like, they can be inviting, but are they the end all be all? And that's the question I would pose to Gwen Stefani. DM me on Twitter and let me know.
Well,
so I can be
I think
informed.
she actually is
in
giving
this
you an answer right now. But some are altogether mightily frightening. And as we die, both you and I. Oh wait, that was really bad from my side. I need to get reading lessons. Jeez.
Next
so
line
yeah,
by
like,
line, everybody wears glasses.
I have input there.
Okay.
You have input. Put it in.
So I had I think there are definitely some memories that are mighty frightening, and you should I think if there is a threshold of pain that I think once you meet that, your brain says no more relationship. And I don't know if you should listen to that. I don't know if it's faith if you don't and continue, or if that's just a sign of being abused and being manipulated. But I think there's a threshold where you feel pain. I mean, in some sense, if you feel like pain, twice in succession, it's like, okay, let's not do this anymore. Like, let's escalate this to a breakup, and then see how fast it can de-escalate emotionally, so we can just both get over it.
I think
but
here she says
maybe I'm pessimistic.
Yeah, I'm just seeing stalker tendencies, so I don't think breakups are necessarily a solution. Yeah.
Okay. That's terrifying.
I can tell you that people grow up, people change. I remember when I used to be on stage a lot, I was horrible. Like, I treated my friends badly. So, I mean, I needed them so much that I would make them be with me. Yeah. So what she says here, but some are altogether mighty frightening. She says that we had been through so much together, and as we die, both you and I. This means together, like they had been drunk and stuff. Like, they've been through shit together, and this is the bond they have. They have this bond, which like almost a blood bond, like that she doesn't have with anyone else. But now this guy is pulling away, and she's panicking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I feel like there's the inviting and the frightening, right? It's the two polarities, right? It's like, oh, we had good times, but yeah, there's these other stuff, and we've been talking about, like, well, when do you call it quits, right? Like, how many times do you need to get hit to know that it's not going to resolve, right? Like, the person is not going to grow, or at least not going to grow fast enough. And yeah, right, like this frightening stuff, like yeah, like that's the thing that you have to consider on both sides, right? It's like why do you get in this situation, right? Like can you just not get in that situation? Like couldn't you change your behavior? Well, and then
Right.
as we die, both you and I, so it's a bit dark. Like I don't see why that line is following from the previous line. So in some sense, this might be going back to the forever that we talked about. It's like, okay, like we're gonna be in the same boat till the end. Well, so if we're talking about breakups, like maybe you want to stay in the boat. So maybe it's a veiled threat in that sense. There's also the dying to yourself, right, which allows you to become a new person. Like that would be the positive ways. Like, okay, like let's have this fight resolve in us growing up and stop being crazy people. So yeah, like Shane, where do you want to take that?
So do you think that, as she says, they can be violent? Some of us are some are altogether mighty frightening. So she thinks it's scary. Is she? So is as we die, both you and I. So is she like over dramatizing? So she just like puts a hole in the boat without like his say so. Like if we're using the boat metaphor, she's just like, you're going crazy, Gwen. No, I think she was emotionally hurt, and maybe there's some legitimacy to her emotionality, but I don't know. I wasn't present. Again, if you would like to give us context, Gwen, feel free to message Manuel or Nodrik or I and inform us to the problem here. And
my
give
boat
us
is big.
the solution. Yeah, you can put a hole in it. I'd be fine.
No holes in my boat. Like there's one rule: no holes in the boat. Then you're out.
Oh my god.
Dog.
Okay. So
Pound it.
there might be some blood off the head, like to die together and stuff. And she said, like, it's a very specific phrasing. As we die, both you and I. It sounds to me like some oath that they gave each other.
Yeah.
Like to me, and she tries to remind him, "Oh, dude, you're pulling away from our friendship, but there is this oath that we took." That's how I read that line. And with my head in my hands, I sit and cry. So she's threatening him kind of, or like manipulating him emotionally in here. Plus she uses the tears, and it's not that it's not pre-calculated. These actions are emotional. She doesn't have control over it. Again, people grow out of those.
But that's not necessarily what's happening. And so I brought a text introduction to logic for all the women out there to learn some logic here real fast.
Oh my God, Shane, this will haunt you. Like you will have to go into apology tour.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
No,
I'm done.
There is no logic in feelings. And
women, Shane is learning the logic as well. Just there's a reason he has that book in front of him.
Yes. There's a reason I took the class. Desperately clicked apply when it came in. But yeah. No. I think like if we're running with the imaginary scenario, she's still like, we're both dying. But it's like, are you okay though? I think everything might be fine still. But that's if we're running with the scenario we've been playing for the past, I don't know, 20 minutes or something. But
yeah, so I have this idea, right? Like there's in the boat, and there's this one plank which is like,
yes,
like a little bit loose, and I'm like, well, like is there this rope that's under it that's bound to both of them that's lifting it up, or is there one person pulling on the rope? Like what exactly is this leak, right? Like and how is it? And I think maybe the best way to look at it, right? Like it's because they're both on the rope, right? Like because you're in a relationship, you can't escape that you're both party to what's happening, and you bear responsibility, and then it's like there's always a little bit that you're pulling, even though the other person might be pulling like twice as hard, right? Like I'll just immediately grant you that, but you're still also pulling on that rope, right? So you're contributing to the situation.
Again, like there is, the moment she's in this state, there is no reasoning, there is no logic, there is no stoic perspective. It's
sure.
Fear. It's a pattern. So she goes into a pattern of fear. Like she will lose,
Sure.
like she's losing somebody, and for her with abandonment issues, goddamn it, that's horrible, right? Like to lose somebody. Like, and then she's like, remember we made the oath and stuff. So for her, again, this is guy's decision. Either he cuts her off completely, or he continues to indulge it until she grows up and works with her when she's like, let's say, not in that state. Like my advice, because I don't believe it's possible to reason with Gwen, call her Gwen, when she's in that state. Yeah.
So then the solution to finding a solution is formulating like the problem correctly, like in her, like formulating what's exactly wrong, and then like, oh, the solution then, if it's fear, then you meditate.
No,
right?
that's a handful. No, this girl is work, like the moment she has abandonment issues, you will have to work with her, and abandonment issues can cure them with time, but it will take a lot of running after her and comforting her. Like if you're up for it, it depends how strongly you are into Gwen Stefani. If you're up for it, you have to do it. If you're not up for it, then just don't do it.
Okay, I'm up for it.
Okay.
I'm up for it, Gwen.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You've got yourself a keeper. You've got yourself a keeper. Okay.
I don't think
her husband was voted like the sexiest man of 2018.
Shane, I don't think you're gonna like pass that logic class.
Oh my god, how dare you? And I believe in you. You will pass.
I'm still.
You will do just fine.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do want to end it a little bit, right? Like I do think there's two scenarios, right? Like one is she's upset, but she's allowing herself to be comforted, right?
Sure.
Or the other one is she's upset and she's reinforcing her perspective, and everything that you do is wrong, right? And well, in the second scenario, get up, right? Like that's just because if you can't do the right thing, then she's not ready for you. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god, I just killed the mood so badly. As we, you and I die. Oh, what?
Yeah, by the way, in the video, they just showed her being voted off her own band. That's what this
She
video
was?
showed. That's how the video was interpreted. Like
Okay.
there was some photo shoot going on, and the photographer like removed the band members from photo shoot for the band and just like made pictures with her, and the band was like super upset, and then they voted her off. That's what was this video about. So I don't know how it is applied to that
Jesus.
song, but yeah, they made also this video. That's why she was always standing with this apple. That was a scenery from the photo shoot that they had, apparently.
So, like a final conclusion that I want to make about the song is, well, you don't want to have it escalate to this point without having an agreement, right? Like how to deal with it. So I think it's important to communicate in a moment of peace, where you can say, okay, like what do you want from me in a conflict, right? Like what way can I relate to you that you find acceptable, and then you can use that in the moment to walk with the white flag, right? Like I come in peace, like let's resolve this.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And snuggles, right, people? Right, couples? Snuggles help, right? Or is that more just in the I don't know, the beginning phase, and then you just like want
No,
the
you snuggle
I don't know.
forever. Like you can snuggle till the rest of your life. Okay, guys.
I'd like to.
Everybody. Thank you for being our audience today. And
Oh,
Shane,
sorry.
Ironroot, thank you
Yes,
for providing beautiful perspective.
I tried.
I'm so sorry for everything I did.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Don't speak.
And girls, don't take words like that as something patronizing. It's a desperate attempt. Please do not get angry if somebody does that to you. It's not, nobody is laughing at you, I promise. It's a desperate attempt to make everything right.
Yeah.
I wanna share some of my feelings. I usually don't do this, but like when I say that, right, like the depth that I need to come from in order to articulate those words, that's really deep. Okay, like so yeah, I would like to have respect for that effort.
I can confirm.
Hey, same.
Really.
I'm gonna cry. Man, what?
Okay.
Okay.
Guys, it was a very very interesting podcast today. We had been sponsored by Free Time, as always, and let's get ourselves more free time and use it for hanging out with friends and laughing and making memories. Thank you. And again, subscribe to all the links to Shane multiple social media and multiple platforms.
Oh, what's up, bro?
I will provide below. There's just too many of them. Bye.
Bye.
Yes.